Hello. Right now it is 2015, and as of today, I still have seen more hate than I ever have in the rest of my life that I've ever been alive. 2001, in September, the Twin Towers fell. Almost 3,000 people lost their lives. The first thing we reacted to was terrorists, Al-Qaeda, Islamic extremists. And today we are battling ISIS. Same MO. Islamic extremists who plan to destroy the West. And that's not my issue. Granted, there are some psychotic people out there. But it's not just the Islamics. It's not just the Muslim. This is my Shema. The Shema, or Keffiyeh, has been used in the Middle East for a very long time. It has been used to protect the Muslims from hazardous environments such as the bright suns and the sand that can cause them to die of certain infections in their lungs. And along with other militaries, the U.S. military personnel has adopted it, and now even civilians like me have one. We have bred ourselves to hate what we don't understand. But this isn't just about Muslims. It's also about just our views on religion altogether. On YouTube, anytime I see a religious video or an atheist video specifically for the sole purpose of being a religious video or atheist video, there's always hate. Even the videos themselves are bred with hate. If you're a Christian or any other form of religion, fantastic. But that doesn't mean that you have the right to disprove anything that atheists say based on science. Religion is supposed to teach us patience and love. We shouldn't retaliate with anger in our words. That's not what we are raised to be. And atheists, we don't have to fight. I myself am Christian, but I'm also a man of science. You don't need to constantly bat on religion just because of what science tells us. That makes you no better. If anything, that could make you even worse than the Christians you're trying to disprove. We are so self-absorbed that we have forgotten one of the biggest things, the key elements about being alive means. And I believe that's to love and care for each other. In this modern day and age, we are so self-absorbed with money and personal problems that we don't realize that just across the Atlantic, there are problems that we wouldn't even be able to understand because of how well that we have it. And we may acknowledge that it exists, but we don't truly know what it's like. There are a bunch of problems that I could talk about now. Obesity, greed, corruption, suicide, the equality debate. But right now, I wanted to focus on religion and the religious debate. I don't care about your religious views. I don't care whether you're a man of science or a man of God. What I care about is if you're nice, is if you care. Because those are the only people I feel are ever worth hanging out with in the end. And a lot of us cower and succumb to these things, to the side that we think is right. and we only shout our opinions based on what we believe rather than what's right. We refuse to accept that even though they may be wrong, that we shouldn't be as evil with our tongues. We shouldn't be spouting blasphemies from the rooftops. We should just accept that they have something and we don't have that. A conviction for God or science. An understanding of these truths that the other side just doesn't see. I have tons of friends. Some of them religious, some of them not. I love them both equally. We keep our conversations to what friends do. We leave religion and science out of it because that's not what made us friends. Is that we agreed on that one topic. We're friends because we care for each other. We love each other. And that's something that this world has really forgotten. Is how to love each other. Even if we have different opinions, even if we don't agree on the same thing, we have forgotten how to care for each other. I think it's about time that we change that. Granted, not all of us are going to equally change. Not all of us are going to want to change. But if you change, then that's all that matters in your life, is the fact that you changed for the better. That's all that you need. Everyone else has their own problems to sort out. And it's their job to sort out their own problems themselves, not us. All we can do is help them. Along with us fighting ISIS, in Nigeria, they're fighting a war against Boko Haram. But over there, they're fighting a war against Boko Haram, who doesn't fight just against Christians, but Muslims as well. And while there, the side opposing Boko Haram is made up of Christians and Muslims together. They pray together, knowing that religion isn't the problem here. It's the fact that these people that they're fighting against doesn't understand the value of a human life. So why can't we be more like that? Why can't we understand the value of a human life more? Why can't we learn to care for each other just for the sake that losing any human life for selfish means or misguided intentions is one of the worst sins that we could ever commit? The only thing I ask is that whatever you pray to be a stronger person and for a peaceful life. And if life is not meant to be peaceful, then pray that you have the strength to make it that way.